You're not excited about life. You wake up and you just want to go back into bed. You don't want to go into work. You don't want to be on that meeting. You don't want to do any of it. But you know that, hey, for the security, for the paycheck, for the health, you know, and you make, you know, starting off of college, you probably didn't think like that. But then 5 years in, 1 year in, now you're locked in and you're going, you know what? I can't quit now. I'm locked in. There's no, what else I'm going to do for a living? So you just write out whatever you have for the rest of your life. So in a sense, we kind of put ourselves in a cage mentally. We jail ourselves.
Lucky Boys Podcast.
I believe that the only thing you're owed is an opportunity. You know, I think that has always stuck out to me. And I think if you have the opportunity and you're alive on this planet, you know, and you have your body, then that is your opportunity. Like, you were born here. Welcome to your opportunity. Go after it. And I feel like there may be some people that feel like, hey, like they're entitled for something, but to me it just is confusing, because it's like, I mean, you were given this body, and you were given your brain and your heart and these lungs, right? And it's like, that's already super complicated. That alone is the biggest gift. You beat the odds in the sperm race. Yeah. You know, so any sense beyond that, man, like, you have to make whatever environment you're born into work, right? Like, and
play the hands you're dealt.
Play the hands you're dealt, but you can change the hands you're dealt, right? Like, I think yes, you're born into this environment, right? Like, I can be born into this this family, but it doesn't mean that I follow this blueprint, right? It doesn't mean I follow like exactly this family's idea of my blueprint. I can change that. I can change my own blueprint. That's within myself.
That's so important, what you just said.
Yeah.
That's so important, because most people feel like this, I'm beholden to this, and that's the way it is.
Yeah.
Wow. Especially being in an Asian household. I mean,
there's so many, you know, you're beholden to a lot of things in an Asian household. There's so many rules you have to follow. And there's a legacy you have to follow. And sometimes in this families, you know, especially immigrant families where they don't come from much. And they expect, you know, they expect some kind of, I don't want to say, you know, just support from their kids.
Yeah.
You could say a lot of immigrant parents look at the kids like investments.
Yeah.
Like that's a 401k right there. Like, you know, that's
especially when you're the eldest.
That's
then
that's the retirement plan.
Then you have
I raise your ass, you do well, and when I get old, you better take care of me.
You're my 401k.
I mean, that's the retirement package. But the bigger point here is to be able to step away from that and say, that's not for me. Like, I'll do all that. That's fine. And I want to do that because, you know, you love them, they're your family, and they're very important to you. But I don't want to do it like that. That's the obstacle I think most people face. It's you set up a blueprint for me or a roadmap, but I don't want to go in that direction. I want to go over here. I want to go over here. I want to take care of you. I want to make you proud, but I want to go here. I want to do it my way. I don't want to do it your way. Your way is not for me. You know, it's my life. I need to live it. I think that's important. I think that's I know so many talented folks that I met in school and playing sports that didn't listen to their inner dialogue, that did what they thought would make other people happy, whether it's their significant other or their parents or just people that they're close with and they trust and they confide in. And as we've gotten older and matured enough, we revisited some of these conversations and fuck, man, they are just bummed out. I mean, hearing them talk, it's like talking about someone that has a jail sentence. You know, I was talking to somebody really close to me and he was telling me, he goes, hey man, you know, I mean, he has all the degrees in the freaking world. I mean, if you look at it, I mean, his resume looks, you know, that's not somebody that would have a challenging job getting hired in any company, right? But the thing is, he's not happy. He did all that and he got into a point where he's finally just fed up and said, look, I got to get out of this, man. It's killing me. It's killing me. I don't have time for myself. I don't have time for my family. And I'm severely depressed. What keeps me going is 3 cups of coffee a day and alcohol at night.
Yeah.
It's mind blowing. His health is destroyed. And when he tells me, I was like, so how are you going to get out of it? He goes, in 10 years, I'll have enough to leave the rat race. In 10 years. So then in 10 years, he's going to be what, 50, 55, mid 50s?
Yeah.
So he's going to exchange the latter part of his prime or whatever's left of it just so that he can retire when he's 50, 55.
You know what? It's funny because, you know, to me, it's like if you go into like a stable job, you're trying to find balance. But it seems like he's just not finding that balance anymore.
A lot of us don't, though. How
Yeah.
many of us negotiate this? We go, oh, it's only for this amount of time, and then I'll follow my dreams. We always say X amount of time, and then I can do this. Well, I'll be curious at 50, 55 if he still, you know, I'll be almost surprised if he actually did retire, if he may still be there and say maybe another 5 more years when I can get my 401k at 59 and a half, right? So we are constantly negotiating with ourselves and staying on that path just a little bit more, but sometimes in a way that doesn't service us, where we can be 80 years old on that rocking chair and be proud of what we did, instead of looking back at the prime of our lives and we gave it to a corporation that didn't really reciprocate that energy. I mean, if you're there's a lot of great companies out there, great corporations with amazing benefits, and they encourage a healthy lifestyle and balance. I'm not talking about those, but that's definitely not the norm. There's more that people get into and they're just not happy. It's a completely toxic environment, and you know it. The clues goes also the other way, where you wake up and you just hate your life. You're not excited about life. You wake up and you just want to go back into bed. You don't want to go into work. You don't want to be on that meeting. You don't want to do any of it. But you know that, hey, for the security, for the paycheck, for the health, you know, and you make, you know, starting off of college, you probably didn't think like that. But then 5 years in, 1 year in, now you're locked in and you're going, you know what? I can't quit now. I'm locked in. There's what else I'm going to do for a living? So you just write out whatever you have for the rest of your life. So in a sense, we kind of put ourselves in a cage mentally. We jail ourselves. And I'm telling you, I know so many intelligent people with a ton of personality, and I watch them slowly die inside and just turn into people who are finding ways on just how to survive. It's depressing.
How do you break from that? That's so crazy.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, I think.
Well, I mean, I think
part of it.
I think we found our kind of way to break out of that,
right,
you know, monotony. But
it's also meeting others like that, like having a conversation, because a lot of us are afraid to have this dialogue because people may look down on us or they would ridicule us. Like, it's going, oh, well, I'm thinking about doing this. Oh, you're a dreamer. Oh, you're dumb. You know, we get judged. Oh, I'm dropping out of school.
Your head's in the clouds.
Right. I'm dropping out of school to pursue XYZ. They go like, what? What? If you do anything the non-traditional route, and it's the closest people to you that'll doubt you and say these crazy things most of the time, you know, and until it works. Then they're going to be like, I told you, that's my boy. And a lot of us, we move in that direction. We go, how would my circle feel about this?